Hey everyone, just come in and work in the garden. We're extending it and putting in a cold frame to grow some things during the winter, or at least help it stay alive during the winter here in Rhode Island. So excuse me if I look a little messy, but today we're going to be building dowsing rods. I've been getting a few questions about this, and I think it's time that we built a pair. And you can buy these on eBay. They're not going to be exactly like this when I make them. I bought this tubing, which is 1/4 inch by probably 12, so we'll cut this right in half basically. And we should be able to get 3 handles out of this. Okay, and the rod came from an art supply store. This actually came from Home Depot, but they didn't have 36-inch brass rods, so you could get actually both of these at an art supply store. So the whole thing was, I believe this was $2.19, and this was around $4. This is 1/8 inch by 36-inch brass rod. Now the tools we're going to use are pretty simple. Scale of 1 to 10, this is about a 2 in difficulty. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to measure half of this, cut it in half, cut the handles. I'd say they're 4 inches. I'll measure them here in just a minute, and put them in and bend the rod, and you've got a nice set of dowsing rods, and they'll be completely brass. This is solid, well, it's pipe, but it's real brass, and this is solid brass, and they'll be really, really nice. So let's get started. Now a lot of these tools that I have here are optional. You could cut this in half many different ways. Hacksaw, they have metal cutters that'll cut these in half. This is a pipe cutter. It happens to be what I have, so it's what I'm going to use. Oops, going to measure half. So I'm cutting that off too soon here. And I'm going to use it also to cut this pipe with. But you can use a hacksaw in this. You can use just about anything you want. The only thing is to make sure that it stays somewhat square. You can always square it up on a bench grinder after if you need to. And we'll use one of these to bend it. If you have pliers, use those. If you have a crescent wrench, use that. And if you have a pair of vice grips, you can use that. Those are just examples of things you can use. I have the tape here. This is optional. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece. I'm going to mark this at 18 inches. Put this on there so I know where to put this, or if you're using a hacksaw, you know where to cut it off. Have a very good measurement here. So let's make sure this is 36 inches. It's supposed to be. And it is. So we want to go to 18 inches. Just habit for me. Something I've always done is always measure back. Measure twice, cut once. And we are on the 18-inch mark. So I'll just take this little piece of tape, put it on here. Okay, so remember this is 1/8 inch by 36 inch. I cut it in half, or as near as half as I can get. We're pretty close. So what we're going to do is, this should actually be able to cut this off. And I'm just going to take it off in this measurement right here, which is, I haven't even measured it. Just do it this way. Take it over right there. And it is a 4-inch handle. So we'll take this, run it through here. And if this isn't exactly, measurements do not have to be exact on this. Again, you can cut this off with a hacksaw. Doesn't really matter. So then we have that nice round hole. We have a hole here. And you can actually take a drill and drill this out if you want, but that should fit right through there, no problem. Yeah, see that? Little spin on there. That's what you're looking for, is that freedom of that. So this is 1/4 by 0.14. So this must be, it's only a foot long, I believe. So the 14 must be the gauge of the pipe itself. Yeah, this is 12 inches long, so we should get 3 handles out of this. Not that we need 3, but so what we're going to do is, I believe this is approximately 1 inch. It is. This little hook is 1 inch. So I'm going to measure 1 inch here. And again, none of this needs to be exact. Okay? So I'm going to use these. I think what I'll do is I will and all you want this to be able to do is keep this from falling off, and this should be able to spin. And then go up just a little ways above it and bend it. Bend it with your hand. Kind of want it in line with this. Doesn't have to be, but it's probably a good idea. So there we have our first one, right there. You see? Looks pretty close to that one. This isn't rocket science. This is just, we line these up. It's a little bit longer, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that this can swing freely. And it does swing freely. So there's one. Cut 4 inches off this. Approximately right there. The pliers get to turn. There we go. Oh, I see the tape is bunching up a little bit. Believe me, if I can do this, anybody can do it. There we go. There's our other handle. Rocket scientists to do this. Use the pliers this time. We'll probably get a little different bend, but back here. I'll put your thumb right there and bend it from here. And there we have a set of rods. So you can see these are reasonably square with each other. Not that they need to be, they don't. Doesn't take very long to make them. I'll go to Woodstock Fruit Festival next year, perhaps. We'll bring some of these and everybody can make their own rods. So that is how you make a set of dowsing rods. So I found that this little edge right here, this is factory. I put this together and it was up here at the top. I found it worked, but it wasn't quite as fast or as loose as the factory edge. So I took it off and turned it around. So I have the two factory edges at the top, and this is that way on both ends. What I'll do is I'll drill both those out, both ends, so that they're 1/4 inch, and then that will work on another one. It'll work this way. I just found it wasn't working as well as the factory edge. So rather than throw this away, I'll just drill that out. So if you have one that you want to do, then just take a 1/4 inch drill, drill that out, and you'll be all set.